Hello, welcome to the presentation today. Thank you so much for joining me. Now we're just waiting for the conference room to load on the system and we will get going as soon as possible. So thank you so much for your patience. Just while you're waiting, I thought I'd let you know we do have a free giveaway for you at the end of the webinar and a little bit more about that as we work our way through today. So I suppose you might like to know a little bit about me. I hold the franchise for Pinpoint Local and I look after the central Queensland area, so that can stretch as far as Mackay down to Gladstone and out west. That's me in the top right hand corner, and you might recognise that strapping young lad down the bottom right. Good old JT. I spent a bit of time in Townsville and I met JT at a corporate golf day because Oaks Hotels and Resorts that I was working for actually sponsored the Cowboys at the time. But I left Rocky when I was about 19. I was supposed to get a bit of life experience and I worked mainly in hotels, in sales, operations. I was a national manager at one stage for conferencing for hotels. And my last place I lived was Townsville. Hence why I'm there with JT. Townsville's a great place. Cowboys mad, of course. But now I wanted to do a little bit for myself now. And I really want to look after my home and the Central Queensland businesses. So let's see if I can help you a little bit here today. Okay, here we go. What's the unknown 5-4 code to a winning website? Haven't heard of that one? Well, maybe we should have a look and see if I can enlighten you a little bit on that. Here's part 1. This is the 5 part of the 5-4 code. And it is the 5 reasons as to why your website may be failing. Let's look at all the secrets one at a time now. Secret 1. Ensure your site has a responsive design. So what I mean by that is your website mobile ready? That's what responsive design is. A mobile ready website, it will display beautifully on any device without any major dramas, the need to scroll or things appearing in all the wrong places. I know there's nothing worse if I'm looking for something on a mobile and it's all over the place and doesn't make sense. This is really important and you'll find out over the next couple of pages why. So why don't you have a look, this is just a hint for you, have a look at a website called responsivetool.com. That might be able to help you out. And just check also that your website loads properly on all devices. So not only the mobile, but tablets, notebooks, things like that. So have a look at these stats, really interesting. Responsive design, it's become a really crucial factor in search engine ranking over the last few years. And these statistics coming up will show you why. Nearly 60% of all searches, and I think it might even be a little bit more now, they're all done on mobile devices. I know I do most of my searching on mobile devices. On average, 8 out of 10 users will leave a site if the content doesn't display properly. And 48% of people actually do consider companies uncaring if their sites are not mobile friendly, and I have to agree with that. 13% of adults exclusively use mobile to access the internet, me included. And 2 of 3 minutes spent online is through mobile devices. So there you go, interesting, isn't it? Here's secret 2. Be original and check that your content is unique. A good way to check is to go to a website called Copyscape. And this is what you'll see when you go into that. So you just type your website URL into the box you see there and hit go. And once you've done that, you'll be forwarded to a site called siteliner.com. You will be asked to fill in your website URL, click on go, and after the system has done its scanning, you'll be taken to another page. And that's where you click on Copyscape Search. You'll then be advised that a final report is being prepared for each page on your site. And once that's finished, it's pretty self-explanatory from there. You can work your way through all of the report with the menu on the left-hand side. But a word of warning, I've been through this process, and make sure you get all the details you need on your first search, because you actually only get 2 free searches. After that, you'll get a notification that you need to pay. And after you've used your 2 searches, as I just said, you'll have to pay to join Copyscape. You may want to screenshot first up so you have the information saved. Just another little tip. So if you have a look here now, I hope you can see that. You might have to just enlarge your screen. Each of the following results that you see there are different websites that contain the same content. Duplicate content can impact your rankings. Search engine algorithms will find the copied text, and depending on the severity, your rankings are likely to suffer. Here's secret 3. Speed up if you want to win the race. So here's the site speed breakdown. The speed of your website is crucial for ranking due to several factors. And site speed is a well-documented ranking factor for most search algorithms. Slow page speed can limit the number of pages on your website that are indexed. And as you will probably gather, visitors will leave a slow website. No 2 ways about it. People just aren't patient anymore. It's instant gratification. Or you might want to go and have a look at a site called gtmetrix.com. That may be of some assistance to you, but in all honesty, it would be my recommendation to invest in some premium hosting, because that way you know your website will be optimized for speed, and Pinpoint Local Central Queensland can do that for you. That way it takes it off your plate and you don't have to worry about that at all. Here are some more stats for you. Some people like stats. And these following statistics show clearly why page speed is such an important factor. 39% of people across the world will stop engaging with a website if images won't load or they take too long to load. Web pages that load in 2.4 seconds had a bounce rate of 12.8%, whereas the pages that loaded in 3.3 seconds experienced a bounce rate of 20%. So see the difference there. And a single second of added page load speed can cause sales to drop by 27%. That is scary. And 47% of consumers expect web page load speeds of under 2 seconds. So as I said, instant gratification, the pressure is on. A 100 millisecond delay in load time can cause conversion rates to drop by 7%. Unbelievable. Sites that load in 5 seconds compared to 19 seconds see 70% longer average sessions from visitors. Secret number 4, make sure you move into the right neighborhood. Now you might be thinking, what is she on about? Well, let's have a look. Is your hosting in a good neighborhood? So what is a good neighborhood? Well, websites containing terms like gambling, casino, pornography, Viagra, they're classified as your bad neighbors. Sharing hosting with such sites does put your rankings at risk considerably. I know there's a lot to think about, but this is really important, this one. Have a look at this website. You'll see I've got an arrow there pointing to that tab. So when you go into that website, just click on that API tab. Find out where your site is hosted. If it's cheap, if it's on a shared server, that's not very good. And it is now time to just invest in premium hosting to really just for yourself, just to avoid you and your website and your business being penalised. See that one, bloghack.ru, bad neighbourhood. But the one on your right, see not many websites on there, premium hosting, great neighbourhood, you can't go wrong. And the last secret, secret 5, make sure you get your website SSL secured. So what does SSL secured actually mean? Well, SSL certificates ensure data transmitted between your website and visitors is private and secure, deterring hackers. Now, it's especially important if you are selling goods on your website that people see that little green padlock and they know it's safe for them to put their credit card details in. And as you will see, another way to tell is your SSL certificate adds S to your HTTP on your URL, and that's what it will look like. And why is it important? Well, website security is actually rewarded by Google. And I don't know if you're aware or not, but like I know I do, everyone searches for something in Google. Like you might be searching for plumbers in Central Queensland. So SSL websites are prioritised in the search results. So just go and check your site's URL, and it should start with HTTPS if you've got a current certificate. So if not, just contact your hosting provider if you haven't. And don't forget, as I mentioned at the start of the webinar, stay until the end. And here's your info on what the surprise is. It is an exclusive link to our current services on offer and the price list. And I also have got a comparison there to another popular agency and their prices as at May 2019. So I'll be running a 21-day special, which you will see on this list, and it is a ridiculous price for a new website. So the time is limited. As I said, it will be running for 21 days. So stay until the end and you will get all the information automatically sent to you. Let's keep moving on with part 2. So here's the 4 part of the 5-4 code. And this is your 4 steps to a successful website. So we've just covered what you may not know. Let's see if we can help you out with this one now. Is your website performing for you? Have you outlaid your hard-earned dollars to get a website that's doing absolutely nothing for your business? Is your business name even getting out to your potential clients? Or is it wallowing on about page 5 or page 100 of Google? Has your revenue increased since you either got a new website or did a refresh? And did you know that people searching on Google, and this is most people, this is probably 80 to 90% of people, very rarely go past the first half of page 1 when looking for a business. So to be in the running, really, you need to be firing on all cylinders and be at that page 1. Now these 4 steps will attract visitors and convert them into paying customers. And the 4 steps are: create pages that engage readers quickly. Use a mobile responsive design. Engage visitors directly on your website. And create and execute a detailed quality assurance plan. Use these strategies to attract and retain potential customers. So let's go through them now, shall we? First up, step 1, create pages that engage readers quickly. Your average first-time visitors will make judgments about a website after only 0.2 of a second, says entrepreneur.com. Amazing, isn't it? After another 2.6 seconds, they will concentrate enough to reinforce that initial judgment. And if your website doesn't resonate with readers immediately, you will lose them in the blink of an eye. Reinforce the site's main goal. So your website can achieve many things, but it should still have one primary goal, whether it's selling products and services, educating customers, or establishing the company's credentials, or even generating leads. Every picture, every bit of text, every link, and every button should all support your primary goal. If your site's mission is to capture leads, then each page should include devices to gather visitor information. Whether it's a contact us call to action button or a sign up form for an e-newsletter. Make sure you keep text short and to the point. You have less than 3 seconds to capture a visitor's attention and compel them to explore further. And don't discourage them with long paragraphs. Use clear, concise text that states what you offer and make clear what you want the visitor to do. Make a purchase, sign up for a demo, subscribe to a newsletter. You need a call to action because the customer needs you to tell them what you want them to do. And make your calls to action visible, placing buttons such as request a quote or get more info, as you'll see on that diagram there, and make it visible somewhere near the top of the page. That always helps. And capture attention with large images. A large image can grab attention and quickly communicate the purpose of your site. Make sure to reinforce your brand with colour. Studies show that colour can increase brand recognition by up to 80%, and that's huge, isn't it? Use a colour palette that appeals to the target audience and also aligns with the character of your company. For instance, L'Oreal avoids using grey, orange and brown on its website because women don't respond very well to that. And that's reported by Kissmetrics. Now, Kissmetrics is a customer engagement platform designed to understand the behaviour of customers. But L'Oreal, as you can see now, it combines black and white with a purple overlay. And that has obviously been working well for them. And make your relaunch site familiar. As Mike Santos, the marketing director of G3 Communications, said, a relaunched website should deliver fresh ideas. It should also include design elements from the previous site. meaning if customers are familiar with the brand, but the company's new site appears completely unfamiliar, they're probably going to feel disoriented. Santos advises that you should include a colour that ties back to the old site or preserve a previous interface, such as a sidebar with product information and a call to action. Step 2. Here we go again with the mobile responsive design. In 2014, mobile internet usage finally overtook desktop usage, which really isn't surprising. And in 2017, mobile phone users reached 4.77 billion. Now that is massive. Now potential customers will browse your company website on a smartphone or tablet. It's important to use a mobile responsive design where the website automatically adjusts to fit smaller screens. When people encounter websites that aren't mobile friendly, they sometimes struggle to access the information they want. Then they'll get frustrated. Then they'll have a negative opinion of your company. And then guess what? They'll leave the site. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Mobile responsive design automatically should configure the website to fit smaller screens and allows you to designate certain layouts for particular devices. So as I was just saying, and in part 1, just go through everything before you let anything go live. And if your site is not mobile responsive, readers are likely to leave the site quickly, and that increases the bounce rate and harms the site's ranking on all the search engines. A web developer can code your site to make it mobile responsive. If you're using a web contacts management system, look for platforms that ship with default themes that are responsive. Your web developers can customize the default themes or use them as reference examples for building new mobile responsive themes. While a CMS will adapt your site to mobile devices automatically, it's still important to create pages that will be effective when they are smaller and being used by people who are on the go. You should really think about mobile design very early in the process of creating a site. And you should also consider reducing the number of links that people must click to navigate the site. And there has been a recent trend towards people just scrolling and scrolling because they find it difficult to find a link, then to read it, then to click it, and then wait for the page to load on a mobile. So that's worth considering as well. Step 3, engage visitors directly on your website. For years, companies have been pouring more resources into marketing through Facebook and other social media sites. This should never ever be to the detriment of your own company website. Your website should be your flagship. Blogs and forums. Many businesses are launching blogs where they post news and share images and videos concerning products, their employees, and community events. They're also building forums to host discussions with customers and get feedback from the actual customers on their products and services. And creating a community. Well, consumers have gradually begun to view these communities as primary sources of information. The past 3 years have seen a 25% increase in the number of consumers who use company-hosted communities for customer service. So this may be definitely worth a thought. An online community can benefit you and your customers in several ways. Here are 4 of the top reasons a website should go social. You can own the conversation. You can foster dialogue between customers. Also encourage visitors to spend more time on your site, and it will improve your SEO. First up, owning the conversation. Customers are likely discussing your brand already on Twitter and Facebook. When you bring the conversation to your own forum, you can more immediately identify conversations and learn about customer concerns, which is great, isn't it? And what about foster dialogue between customers? Communicating with visitors through the comment section on your blog demonstrates your company's transparency and responsiveness, and this will go down very well with customers. And did you know that 82% of consumers favour personal recommendations when shopping online? I know I do. If someone recommends something to me, that'll be the first one I will look at if I'm shopping online. And if you operate a forum, visitors will appreciate having a place where they can mingle with other customers to get opinions on your products and services. Communicate with visitors through the comments section on your blog, and that'll strengthen your customer relationships and also demonstrates your company's transparency and responsiveness. And encourage visitors to spend more time on your site. Through a blog, you can provide visitors several ways to further explore your website. In blog posts, providing links to press releases, product video and older posts. In addition, insert links to other blog posts on your site, especially those that relate directly to the current post. Improving SEO. Very, very important. Search engines rank user-generated content highly, so your SEO improves as more visitors post comments on blogs and forums. Meaning the more visitors you get, the more comments, the higher up Google you'll go. For example, you might want to host Q&A sessions because search engines place a high value on content that includes consumer questions and answers to those questions. And the last one, step 4, execute a detailed quality assurance plan. Even a carefully planned website inevitably experiences glitches and bugs, but you can minimize errors by reviewing all components and functions prior to the launch. When you build a pre-launch checklist, be sure you include the steps below, and we will now go through those one by one. Checking web forms. If a website is designed to generate leads, it likely includes a marketing automation platform. This might be, for instance, GetResponse is one of them. I use that, it's really good. Prior to the launch, go through the site to fill out and submit forms, and just to ensure they're all working properly. Are the forms sending the leads to where they should be on your automation system? Any errors with any forms? Does the reader receive an automated response? You need to really check and double check all this. And examining page URLs. Check every URL on the site just to ensure that it leads to the right destination. I know myself, you just get so caught up and you've got so much in your head doing everything that you may put a wrong link somewhere. So that's why it's so important to check. Now, if you're relaunching a site, create an Excel spreadsheet showing URLs for all the old pages and the new pages. This will help to prevent content from getting lost in the migration. That's just a bit of a hint for you if you're doing it all yourself. and test browser compatibility. You can use software such as Super Preview to see that the site loads properly on a wide variety of browsers. Checking the speed, websites such as pingdom.com and webpagetest.org allow you to test the loading speed of pages and identify performance bottlenecks. Review the quality of images. Ensure that all the images on the site are optimized to appear at the right resolution on all browsers. You can use a program such as ImageOptim to create less compressed images that allows pages to load a lot quicker. And it's wise to activate analytics tools. Make sure you've set up Google Analytics or other tools to measure website data, website traffic, as well as the data created when visitors participate in your online community. I've always used WordPress sites, and that is probably, I think, the most popular site in the world at the moment. And it's very easy to use and quite easy to get these Google Analytics on there. Stress test the site. Now, a surge in traffic during a launch could overload a web server. Use the programs such as Load Impact to test your web server performance under normal and also excessive loads. Company websites have become the primary spaces where people interact with brands. While troubleshooting will help ensure a smooth launch, the success will really depend on a very strong foundation. An exceptional site must incorporate modern design trends, new back-end technologies, and social spaces that build a sense of community. The rapid rise of Instagram shows how images are driving online content. To attract and retain customers, websites must now lean more heavily on strong visuals and text that impacts viewers instantly and inspires them to click and scroll further. Once visitors are in, you must entertain, educate, and serve them with your high quality content. By taking advantage of powerful back-end systems, you can better manage the production of text, images, and videos and avoid redundant work that may lead to errors. With the right software, you can also optimize your site for mobile devices, and that is critical, as we have already mentioned. While mobile shopping is making waves, social media has revolutionized the role of the business website. Consumers want to have more personal interaction with brands as well as with other customers, and savvy companies are building their own social communities to foster these relationships. The success or failure of your company might actually ride on how well your website performs. Helping you get new customers. An effective site has the power to grow a consumer base and even boost sales. It takes lots of hard work and careful planning to create a great website, but the results can make a profound impact on the business. And you don't have to do everything yourself. We help a number of local businesses who find the technicalities of setting up a website and running an online business very daunting and demanding. I know I do. So let me ask you a question. How is your website performing? Is it primed for success? Has it been successful? Can it use help? Web design and digital marketing can be absolutely way overwhelming for a lot of small business owners. Now, you don't have to try and struggle. We'd like to help you to simplify all these things and take all the worry away out of all that technical side of things and leave you to do what you do best. So let's discuss how we can help you with your business. Option 1. You can click away from here and not do anything at all about your lack of website or your failing website, and just go along and maintain your status quo and rely on word of mouth and repeat business, and you'll just keep getting what you have been getting. No new customers or any increased revenue. And then you can go it alone. If you think you have the information and skills after watching this webinar, which could be a little tricky if you're not an IT person, or you can bring in the professionals to get everything up and running for you in a very short time. Something to think about. Option 2. Click on the I want prices button you now see on the right of your screen, and then you will be directed to the document which will show you Pinpoint Local Central Queensland's current offers and the accompanying prices. You'll also see the special price on there for a brand new website for my 21-day special. Now you will also see I've compared prices to local search, and as I said previously, this was taken from their website in May 2019. So it's worth a comparison. It's good to always know and have something to compare to. Now alternatively, you might like me to call you. Now if so, you will see a box also to the right under the offer, and just put your email and or your phone number in that box, you see, and I'll contact you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to either talking to you or dealing with you or meeting with you in the very near future. Bye for now.